United 2090, start maintain 3,000.
3,000, United 2090.
Horizon 2643, contact tower 12095.
2095, Horizon 2643, so long.
Airport in sight for Horizon 2371.
Horizon 2371, thanks. I'll have clearance for you in a moment. Turn 10 degrees left.
10 left, Horizon 2371.
United 2090, turn right, heading 070.
Right, 070, United 2090.
Alaska 1347, contact tower 12095.
2095, Alaska 1347.
Horizon 2371, reduce speed to 190.
Auto 190, Horizon 2371.
Horizon 2371, flying heading 190 to join final. Final ladder above 4,000. Clear visual approach runway 16 right.
190 for final and at or above 4,000, clear visual 16 right, Horizon 2371.
United 2090, turn right heading 140, 8 miles from Finca, maintain 2,100 till established. Cleared ILS runway 16 right approach.
241 to establish, 140 on the heading, and cleared ILS 16 right, United 2090.
United 2090, speed 170 knots until Finca.
170 till Finca, Finca, that is, United 2090.
Horizon 2371, descend and maintain 3,000.
Down to 3,000, Horizon 2371.
Push Delta 1099 through 11.7 for 7,000.
Delta 1099, Seattle approach, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000, Delta 1099.
United 2090, contact tower 12095.
25, United 2090.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Horizon 2371, I've got a traffic alert here for a medevac helicopter straight ahead of you at 3 miles northbound at 1,300. Looks like it's level there.
Alright, we're looking Horizon 2371.
Approach United 1964, 10,000 for 8,000, heading 240.
Delta, correction, United 1964, Seattle approach, descend and maintain 6,000.
Descend maintain 6,000, United 1964.
Horizon 2371, contact tower 12095.
Over to tower, we saw him go underneath us there, 2371, good day.
Thanks, yes. Delta 1099, turn left heading 250, advance to the airport in sight.
250 on the heading Delta 1099.
United 1964, just going to maintain 5,000.
5,000, United 1964.
All right. Here we are at a gateway scenery. It's just stock X-plane scenery at Tri-Cities. I don't have any custom scenery for this airport. This airport has a ton of trains. All right, I'm already online. So first things first, I need to figure out fuel. So let's come here. We're going to do this flight plan. We're going to fly at flight level 240, King Air. Let's find out how much fuel we need. I just mainly do trip fuel reserves. All right, so 380 plus continuous 15 minutes, we'll do 163. Alternate 377. And that's all I care about because I have 100 gallons in reserve in the auxiliary tank. So that comes to 920 pounds divided by 6.5. Gives me about 140 gallons of trip fuel. $140. So that'd be 70 per wing. And then let's try something here. Let's just have airport information. Let me see. All right, so I got the fuel. No. All right, I found it. So we are at Sullen Air, FBO, at Pasco. So Sullen air charges, we need to use jet fuel. So 421. So 421 a gallon. So basically $2.11. If I were to cut that in half. All right. Let's add some stairs. Open that up. Open the door. So unit price is $2.11. I'm gonna double that. All right, little whatever. Actually, I think I can go back. Yeah, cool. So then we'll double that, right? So I need 70 gallons per tank. And this way we'll know how much this trip will cost in real world dollars. So 60 or 70? 70, I need 70. Check the fuel for contaminants. It's all blue, no water. Engine looks good. And we'll bring this up to a total of 140. All right, so 296 times 2, $592 in real world money. If we were going to go off the FBO Jet A fuel, which is what this thing operates of. So check the fuel for contaminants. We'll hook up the GPU. Close that. All the lighting is good. Turn on the GPU. I like this where you can just click on the seat and it will sit you in whatever seat you want. That's pretty cool. Let's open up some windows. Park and brake. Let's get the quadrant set. Come up here, our external power, check the battery. Above 22, so we're good there. Turn the EFIS switches on. You'll see I have the 750 here. Actually, I don't need the EFIS switches on yet. So let's turn on the battery. Connect the gen tie. External power is blinking, so we'll connect that. Do a bus sense. 3 gen tie lights. Reset. Turn on the inverters. And I'll turn on the light switch, cabin, seat belts. And we'll do nav light, tail light. Now people know we're getting things ready. Come over here and check the O2. Plenty of O2. Check our warnings. These are all cabin differential stuff. Landing warnings. Those are all fire lights. Can come down here and we arm the O2 and we can put on a mask and test it. So all that works good. And we'll check our emergency fuel cutoff switches. All right, so that cut off the fuel, so that works. Same thing with engine 2. Fuel cutoff came on. So basically you cut off the fuel to the engine and then you hit the extinguisher button. So that's what that test is for. Clear out that warning. And we got pitch and rudder trim. And trim for takeoff. Slave our gyros. I'm looking up something. Battery bus in the up position. Do engine anti-ice comes on. All avionics are off. Preparation for engine start. Alright, so check our fuel. We got plenty of auxiliary. We got our main tanks. Everything is even. So we're gonna do let's do 3/4. Passengers are on board. Smoking seatbelt lights are on. Luggage is secure, and we'll shut that door. Move these steps so we don't blow them away. And we'll do beacon light. Prop area is clear. So we'll start engine 1. Looking for 16. We'll add fuel. Go to low idle. Check for hot start and hung start. So we have rotation. Watch the temperature. Oil pressure is in the green. Once the turbine's above 50, you can shut down the starter. Temperature's coming back down. We have a good start. So we turn off the starter. Go conditioner lever full. Disconnect from the GPU. We will remove the GPU. Reset the gen on engine 1. So now we're running power is off of the engine and no longer the GPU. Here, plenty of volts. External power is disconnected. So now it's safe to start engine 2. At 16 NG, we'll add fuel. Go low idle. Check for hot start, hung start. If you're watching this temperature, got rotation, oil pressure's in the green. Shut that window. Above 60, starter off, good start. Then we do a reset on Gen 2, Gen 1. Move the conditioner lever back to low idle. Prop RPM should be above 1050. We're at about 1200, so that's fine. We'll check volts one last time. Good there. Alright, so now we need to file the flight plan. So we'll come to SimBrief and departure, Tri-Cities. We have altimeter 3019. And they're taking off to 2-1, so we'll plan for 2-1 right. And Renton is 0 winds. It's not controlled by PilotEdge. We will have control, but anyway, so pre-file on IFR. No remarks, not a tech route. We're going to file flight level 240 and a King Air slant Golf. Portland as an alternate. So we'll file that away. This is the route, and I'll brief that in a little bit. We got a live map. Here we are. Everything is filed. So that'll work. So let's do a bus sense test. So we got 3 Gentai lights that come on, 1, 2, 3, and a bus light will come on for that test. Reset, clear them out. Let's get our environment and bleeds and all that happy stuff. So anything 10 Celsius or above, you leave in the down position. We are at 8 Celsius, so we need to have this in the up position. And that's 46 degrees, so we're going to need some heating. So we'll get the heating going. So we'll put that to auto. And we need to check each bleed independently first. So we need at least 11 psi per bleed. So we have 11 on both. So we turn them both on. And I'll turn on the electric heat, aft heat, blower. I'm going to add some power because that's using some power from the engines for sure. And we'll get things warmed up because cabin is 50 Fahrenheit, I think. 40, no, that's Celsius. No, that's Fahrenheit. That's the cabin, so we'll warm that up. See how it's starting to warm up now already. Gyro is fine. We have pneumatic pressure, so that's good. It's a cold day in Pasco County. So let's check our inverters. So we'll turn off the right one. Got a bus light. Turn it back on. Check the left one. Got another bus light, so that works. All right. So now we are ready for avionics. So we'll turn on the EFIS switches. Avionics master can come on. And we will turn on the radios. Also, get the autopilot tested. And reset the trims. Go to heading. Make sure the trim is working. Wipe out the cautions. Flaps set for takeoff. And let me see, I'll turn on the furnace and coffee maker. Test all lighting. All lighting works. Now that the avionics are live, we will slave the gyros. Alright. And now we'll grab ATIS, which is 125.65.
TRI Cities Airport, ATIS Information Oscar, 1753 Zulu, wind 180 at 3, visibility 10, sky condition, clear, temperature 11, dew point 0, altimeter 3018, arriving and departing runways 21 left, 21 right, visual approaches in use, read backhaul runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Oscar.
Alright, so we have Oscar. Alright. So now we are ready to call in our clearance, and Tri-City's clearance is 120. 120.0. Then ground is 121.8, so we'll get that ready. And
Delta 1093 contact Salt Lake City Tower 119.05.
cabin temperature is at 70 degrees, so that furnace stuff is working well.
Salt Lake City Tower 1093 ILS 34 right. Delta 1093 Salt Lake City Tower, runway 34 right, cleared to land, wind at 310 at 14, gust 17. 24 right, clear to land 1093.
Afternoon, Tri-Cities clearance, King Air 1399er at Sullen Air, current with Oscar, IFR Renton.
November 139er, Tri-Cities clearance on request, standby.
I wonder if he's going to give me a different arrival. Guess we'll find out. Filed Pasco to Victor 204 to Yakima to Chins to join the Chins 3 arrival. So we'll see if we get that. And there is no ILS to worry about. And Renton only has a LPV approach. But it's a nice day, so I'm just going to do a visual, probably what's called the, well, it'll just be a visual into the airport.
765 Eagle Ground, will your pushback require?
It'd be, is it 16 or 19? It's 16. 16. Right. I guess I'll start on this flight plan while he's figuring it out. Alright, so we've got the map. You can go to...
I'm sorry, sir, I don't know exactly what you're asking me.
Standby then. November 139er. You're cleared to Renton Airport. Tri-City 7 departure. Radar vectors Pasco VOR. Then as filed. Climb and maintain 12000. Departure with Chinook 128.75, squawk 5242.
Clear to Renton via the Tri-City 7 departure, radar vectors Pasco VOR, then it's filed. Climb maintain 12000, departure with Chinook 128.75, squawk 5242, King Air 1399er.
November 139er, thank you, read back correct.
Alright, good. So we got what we filed. So I'm going to go to Pasco, so it'd be PSC. That's the VOR that he told me that we'll get radar vectors to. And then from there, we're going to load an airway, which is 204. And that lets off at Yakima. Which is Yakima. So it shows we're going to go that way.
Okay, ground American 765.
So we'll load that.
Any movement area.
American 765,
and then from Yakima, we're going to load an airway.
All movements in non-movement area do not require
to Victor 4 to Chins.
All movement areas, pushback and start up at your discretion at all times. Again, as long as you don't require a movement area.
Chins,
short of the hold short line,
load,
when you're ready to taxi.
and then we're going to add the airport.
Thank you so much
because we're going to be putting in an arrival, so I don't need to do the arrival by hand. I should be able to just plug it in. So K, R, N, T, that's Renton. So then we click on Renton, and we'll load a procedure and arrival. And we're going to do the Chins 3 arrival from Chins. Let me see something.
Solid ground on 93, we're off on Hotel 9. Delta 93, solid ground, where do you park? Going Charlie left today, sir. Delta 93, be southbound on Hotel, right turn Echo into the ramp. Have a great day.
Chins 3. I'm not gonna worry about, well, I guess I need a transition. So we're sooned. Oh, I see it. Okay, so we'll load sooned for 16. Then we'll load the arrival, except we're gonna go from, I think, chins. So yeah, so I need to delete these two. So we're gonna click on that. I'm gonna click remove. I'm gonna click on that. We're gonna remove that. So then chins ready. Ready is for turboprop. A turboprop is I'm not sure, so we'll do probably 12,000. So I'll set this for, no, I'll leave it there. I'll change it in the air if I need to. So be down and then vectors, and then we can we'll load the approach in the air. So Victor 4 to chins. So the map that comes in accurately. Then we'll get vectors here. And what I want to do, since that was quite the input, I'm going to save it. So we're going to store. We got that. All right, so the flight plan is entered. So that worked out well. And the transponder, he gave me a code of 5242. 5242. He told me to climb to 12,000. Decision altitude. If I were to use an RNAV approach with an LPV, it's actually 500 radar, so that's correct. So I don't need, actually I do need to change this to, FMC, and we'll put the nav data for wind. Right there is the wind indicator, I like having that one. And engine ice is on. We'll check our ignition. So I give fuel, the lights will extinguish, which it does.
Eagle ground, American 765 is ready to taxi.
Windshield ice, prop de-ice, amperage is in the green. Turn it off, it goes back to 0. And we have a surface de-ice test, right? So we need to do conditioner levers full. And we'll hold down the manual for 7 seconds. We'll get a wing de-ice and then a tail de-ice. It's wing and tail.
5, taxi via Alpha.
This guy's obviously brand new to ATC world. All right, so let's do ground idle.
3012.
Bring this up to 1500 RPM. And then it should go back to idle on its own. So you'll see I'm not going to touch the throttle. I'm just going to let go of the button. And it'll start to regress back to idle. So that's a good test. And we'll do an auto feather test. Same thing, bring it up to about 1500 RPM. AFX lights are on, which shows that the feather system is armed. So we'll feather engine 1. Get the engine stable, and we'll feather 2. All right, that worked. So we'll arm the auto feather feature. Cam pressure check, we're at 400 feet, so I need to set it for negative 100. And then we can do a test. So this test should show 1,000 feet per minute descending. All right, so that worked. And we got cleared to our cruise altitude 240. So we'll set it for 250. 500 feet per minute climb. So that's set. Do prop sync on. Still running off auxiliary. Yep. Do EFIS test. Press and hold for 7 seconds. All right, EFIS works. I'm gonna do taxi light, recon light, pitot, stall warning. Get her ATIS one last time.
Assignment and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Oscar.
We're still with Oscar,
Yeah, all right.
so nothing's changed weather-wise. Put props into beta. Squawk Charlie. There's no lights on down here. Looks like we got a ground control 121.8 and tower is 135.3. So we'll get tower plugged in there. Let's get over here in front of the taxiway and then we'll get our taxi instruction. So this is Echo 1. Tri-Cities ground, King Air 1399er, holding short, Echo 1, current with Oscar, rated taxi.
1399er, Tri-Cities ground, runway 21 right, taxi via Echo, cross runway 21 left.
21 right via Echo, cross 21 left at Echo, King Air 1399. Alright. that we're going to be coming up here to 21 right.
Eagle Tower, American 765, holding short of runway 25, ready for takeoff.
American 765, Eagle Tower, wind 220 at 21, gust 34, runway 25, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, American 765.
He's a little bumpy. And so we're going to be taking off like a runway heading at 211. So that's all the Tri-Cities. I know that's a Chins 3. Let me see what this Tri-City 7 looks like. We're going to be crossing a runway, so I'm going to turn the strobe on while we cross this runway. See anyone landing, so we should be good. Alright, so the instructions for Tri-City 7. Climb on assigned heading for vector to assigned fix. So he's either going to assign me a heading, or we'll just fly runway heading if we're not assigned a heading. It's always assumed it's runway heading if they don't give you a heading. So
American 765, contact Denver Center.
Sit here at 21 right.
47, American 765.
Grab that brake. Alright, so auto ignition on, anti-ice off. Do landing lights, strobes are on already. We are trimmed for takeoff, flaps are for takeoff. Switch to tower and Chinook departure is 12875. So 12875, so we're ready on departure. The winds are 200 at 3 knots. And hey Fiverr, good afternoon, bud. Nice to see you drop by. And we are ready to get on out of here. Let's see if it gives me what heading. Tri-Cities Tower, King Air 1399, holding short 21 right at Echo. I probably didn't need to see a Echo.
Tri-Cities Tower, fly runway heading, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff, wind calm.
Runway heading 21 right, clear for takeoff, King Air 1399. All right.
American 765, Denver Center, heads up, that call doesn't really help us at all. We need to know your present altitude and your assigned altitude for the departure, please.
All right, everything's good. So put the throttle into normal. Conditioner lever is full, half power. Engines are stable. Everything's in the green.
Auto feather lights on.
So you should be.
Airspeed alive.
I got you now at 13,000.
Takeoff power is set.
Via the SID. It should be your initial call. Continue climb and maintain flight level 230 now.
V1.
V1.
Rotate. V2.
Right. Gear up. Flaps out.
Attitudes check. Gear indicates up.
Trim down for some speed.
Flaps indicates up.
We get to about 100.
Contact Chinook departure.
Over to Chinook departure. Kinger 13992. We'll go climb mode and we'll switch to departure. Chinook departure. Kinger 1399er, Tri-City 7, 1800 for 2000.
November 1399er, Chinook departure, radar contact. Tri-City's altimeter 3018.
3018, 1399er. Alright, gears up.
Andy 14, San Francisco, clearance, loud and clear.
Flaps up. We're climbing. Reduce the prop to about 17 and a half. And we can take off the auto ignition. Turn off the auto feather at this point. And we are climbing away.
5, contact Denver Center 133.67.
Cabin pressure is climbing, 600 feet per minute. Good there. Yaw damper is on.
Kinger 1399er, turn right heading 260 vectors for Yakima.
Right turn heading 260, vectors for Yakima, 1399. 260. So, Yakima is there, so we can go direct to Yakima here shortly. This plane is so much nicer with the GTN in it. I absolutely hated that stock FMC. This is so... I haven't run into any issues with it yet with an outdated Eric. Granted, this is only my third online flight with it. So as long as the waypoints are accurate enough, then we're good. So you have to gradually keep adding in torque as you climb. And we can turn off our landing lights, taxi lights, and Rico lights. There's no icing to speak of. The cabin temperature is still 70 degrees. So I have all the heating elements on because it was super cold on the ground. So I may have to turn them off when we get into a warmer environment, but we're climbing right now, so I'm going to leave all the heating stuff on. When you're doing heating with this airplane, you have to have the bleed air in the up normal position for anything less than 10 Celsius. If it's hotter than 10 Celsius, you leave these off and this goes into the low position. Alright, we're high enough. It's no turbulent or anything. We'll turn off the seatbelt light. How are we looking on juice? Got 28 volts. We're good. Power's all good. Yep. Guess he'll throw me over to Seattle Center here shortly. Bring the conditioning levers back to about half. You forgot to climb me higher. That's okay.
November 139er, climb and maintain 15,000. Clear direct Yakima to resume on navigation.
Climb maintain 15,000. Clear direct Yakima. Resume on navigation 1399er. Alright, so let's go.
139er in contact. Seattle Center 132.6 for higher.
Seattle Center 132.6 1399. We'll see it. 132.6. So I'll get that ready. We will start our climb. So I'll bring that up to about 2,500. Hold it. And then we're going to be going to Yakima. Seattle Center, King Air 1399er, 13,300 for 15,000.
At 139er, Seattle Center, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Climb maintain flight level 240, King Air 1399. Alright, so where is... Yakima, activate.
814 still requires an IFR flight plan. If you could help, I can build one for you. I can just give aircraft type
Do
with
nav.
suffix and just confirm you want just local IFR.
So now we're verified. We are heading to Yakima, 37 miles. Checks on that. And I'm going to go to climb mode.
814 Roger, stand by 1 moment.
Add in some torque, and we'll continue our climb to flight level 240. Cabin is still climbing, so we're good there. Are you still on runway heading? Not now. He gave me a runway heading, and then he gave me a heading on 260.
814 San Francisco.
And then he gave me direct to the Yakima VOR and resume on navigation. So that's, best of my memory, that's how it went down there. Coming up to transition altitude.
NorCal departure frequency 135.1, squawk 7406.
Alright, so that was takeoff. There we go. Cruise. Alright, so let's set this for standard because we're coming into our transition altitude. So standard is 29.92, which is sea level MSL. Same thing on the first officer side.
81.4, read back correct.
I keep adding in torque. I don't care about the temperature until I get to cruise. That's just me, not saying it's right. Alright, seatbelts are off, so we can give these guys some tables and TV. And usually I close that. I forgot. It's been a while since I've flown this. I have no idea how to lower the brightness of this screen. I don't think any of these knobs will do it. Engine instruments, I don't think that's, yeah. Avionics panel. Pilot overhead. Nah. Pilot instrument panel. That's just instruments, so that doesn't do anything. Avionics panel. Let's turn that off. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. I have no idea which one of these things, if any of them work, that I don't know. I'm still very new to the GTN. Very new. Alright, so Renton has KRNT. We are doing the arrival, the Chins 3. We have an approach available, which is the Zulu, because that's LPV. The other one is has no LPV assigned to it. This one does. LPV approach, so it's basically like an ILS except with a higher minimum. So, but the weather is such that we're not going to need that. We're just going to do a visual into Renton. So the main thing I want off of this is the CTAF, right? So 124.7 is the CTAF frequency I need to use when I'm handed off for my final into Renton. So usually they have me come up on the Chins 3, be on a heading of 343, and we'll come up and we'll make a left turn and we'll land in the Renton. And he's probably going to assign me 10,000 at Ratty, but he hasn't assigned it yet, so I don't want to change it. Right now I have Ratty for 16,000. So I'm just going to, I don't know, what should I do? Should I make it 10,000? Yeah, I'll change it to 10,000. Alright, so we will make this 10,000 feet MSL above 10,000 or at 10,000. So save. And then everything under that, it should be blocked out, so that's correct. So my LNAV, which is here, show me top of descent in 5 minutes. You can reduce the conditioner levers to low, while we're at cruise. And the other thing is, it's the altitude. I'm more familiar with the sky vector charts than I am these charts. Like I look at sky vector and tell immediately, or find immediately what I want. I'm looking for the ground. Elevation's 32, so I'm gonna look for 32 on here somewhere. There it is. Airport elevation's 32. The airport it's 157. Altitude 32 feet. The pressure is, I don't know. Actually, I'll pull it up on my weather.
814 San Francisco ground train transponder on safe position.
Renton's altimeter is 3006. The temperature is 16 Celsius, so it's 61 degrees, so I can turn off the heating once I get lower. The wind speed is 0. Wind direction 0. Runway length is 5382. Runway heading is 157.
November 1399 contact Seattle Center 126.6.
Seattle Center 126.6. King Air 1399. 126.6.
We're still not getting a return on your beacon code. Verified squawk 7406, squawk altitude.
26.6. Seattle Center, King Air 1399, flight level 240.
November 1399, Seattle Center, good afternoon. Blowing out, correction, Seattle, altimeter 3006. You cross Ratty and maintain 15,000.
3006, cross Ratty at maintain 15,000, King Air 1399. Alright, so that's going to change. So let's go to flight plan. Ready.
1177, Oakland Center.
15.
Vertical track.
1,000. Enter. Save. Back. We have 3 minutes now to our top of descent. So that changed. You can see our top of descent way out there.
Still not receiving a return on your code.
Alright, so all that's right, so we can set the markers and we'll check the weights in the winds when we get closer. Readjust our VREF there. So let's see, I don't have an approach that I've used in the past. 125.6. So 125.6 for Seattle. So I just need Renton's weather. That's all I need. It shows 3006.
Roger, thanks.
What does that show for 1600 target? So actually, that's pretty steep, but that's fine. So we'll start a descent a tiny bit before, so maybe a minute to go, we'll start our descent.
San Francisco ground, hear you loud and clear.
Minute. So there's going to be a cabin differential, right? Let me get this real quick. So we go landing altitude. So the pressure is 30.06. 30.06, so plus 300, so the elevation's 32. So it will be 332 feet elevation that I'll set for the pressurization there.
Vertical track.
All right, there's our vertical track warning. So we will reset this for 15. And we'll hit descend. Take out the throttle. Seattle Center, King Air 1399 are leaving 240.
November 1399, roger.
You gotta let him know when you leave your last assigned altitude, even though he told me to descend, or he told me I can cross Ratty at 15,000, so he didn't tell me to descend, he just told me I need to cross at a certain altitude at a certain waypoint, so it was up to me to when I want to start my descent. But when I start my descent, you gotta let him know, so that way he can let other airplanes, know that we're not gonna have issues. All right, so let's reset the cabin altitude for 300 feet. And 300. I hate that.
I think it's all set up through that rather than in the cockpit itself. I could be wrong. I'm still waiting for someone to try to get back to me in management.
God, I hate when I do that.
Yep, there it is. That's what it was.
I hit the walk button, and that throws you out of the airplane.
Anyone forward San Francisco ground, can you accept runway 28 right at Echo intersection, or do you prefer full length?
Oh, come on.
Runway 28 right, taxi via Charlie. Cross runways 1 left and 1 right on Charlie. Have a good flight.
What have I done in the past to fix that? What if I do... All right, that's how you fix it. Good God. I was like, how do I get back out of the walk? If you push the walk button, because you can assign binds for walk forward and back on the ground, but it takes you out of the airplane. So I need to make a note of how to correct that. Use the menu to get back in. I hate that. All right, so am I going to cross? Am I still in 14? Yeah, we're fine. And I did set the altitude here. The cabin's descending. All right, so we're good. Coming up transition altitude, 3006. I'll do seatbelts back on. Close up these tables. All right, Ratty's 12 miles. We'll be fine. All right. I don't need ATIS. I just need to know what the weather is, and I did that. So let's check out our landing perf. So weight, it's 12,000. That's fine. So these are all good. Winds are still calm. Everything's the same regarding that. There's a Mount Rainier. Let me get rid of this fog. Fog be gone. Where is it? .2. That gets rid of the fog. That is
713-900, descend and maintain 12000.
descend and maintain 12000, 1399.
Indy 14, we had instruction to cross runway 1 left and 1 right on Charlie.
So now we'll just keep going down to 12000. One thing I don't like is the marching ants on the mountain. That's the only thing I don't like about it. It's a screenshot once the wing gets out of the main view. So I'm going to do a screenshot here.
American 765, contact Salt Lake Center 135.7.
There you go. And I got the river. The river runs through it. There we go. Alright, so Chint 3, let's bring that back up.
American 765, Salt Lake City Center 135.77.
Renton Municipal, depart Auburn, heading 343 for vectors to final.
American 765, go ahead.
So Auburn is that last waypoint. So I'm going to set the heading for 343. And
American 765,
343.
November 13999, contact Seattle approach on 125.65.
Seattle approach 125.65, 1399. 2565. 343, so I don't forget that. Seattle approach, King Air 1399er, 12000 on the Chins 3. Current with weather at Renton, request visual to runway 16. Should have looked to see what Seattle's landing. They're probably landing south. Let me check. Yeah, they're landing south. And he's not answering me. So let me go back to Seattle Center.
American 765, level 380.
American 765, Salt Lake City Center, roger, thank you, it's perfect.
Thank you very much, sir.
Seattle Center. Was the Seattle approach 12565 or 60 for 1399?
November 1399er 125.6.
125.6, 1399. So 60. That's what I had thought initially. Seattle approach, King Air 1399er, Chins 3, 12000, current with weather at Renton, request visual 16. Should be coming up to
1399er, Seattle approach, roger, flighting 300, descend and maintain 6000, expect visual approach right and advise you have weather.
I did. Fly heading 300, descend maintain 6000, and I am current with weather at Renton 1399er. Alright, 300. Go to heading mode. For 300, we're going to descend to 6,000. And I'm going to load an approach so I can see it. So we'll do an approach. I'm going to load the approach. I'm not going to activate it. Just for situational awareness, I'll be able to see it on the map. Well, this was an exciting flight, that's for sure. Alright.
San Francisco Tower, runway 28 right.
One thing I'm going to do is turn off this heating because it's 61 degrees. You know. So let's turn that, turn all the heating off, turn that to low. Let's see what the weight is now. It's still 12,000, so that's fine. Yeah, we're under 10,000. I'm gonna see if I can get any kind of traffic on here.
Indy 14, contact NorCal departure.
Probably not, but I know there's a lot of traffic. Oh, you know what? This plane doesn't have TCAS, so it's not going to show, I don't think. So I'm better off with just a map. Yeah, but I will turn on my landing lights. Make it easier to be seen from the outside. So that's Renton, I think.
NorCal departure, Indy 14,
I
leaving
think that's Boeing.
1,400 for 4,000.
Indy 14, NorCal departure, radar contact, I'm not really sure where you're going right now. You don't appear to be complying with the departure procedure. Turn right heading 290.
Indy 14, right 290.
Indy 14, possible pilot deviation. When you get a moment, you need to make sure you brief that San Francisco for departure chart. I don't know where you got a left turn there, but it doesn't exist.
I'm gonna load this.
November 1399 airport, 12 o'clock and 8 miles of us, any evidence sight.
Field in sight, 1399.
1399, clear visual approach Renton.
Cleared visual approach, Renton, 1399.
Indy 14, same intentions.
This will be 124.7. Do takeoff flaps.
Indy 14, NorCal, same intentions.
And do
Indy 14, request vectors.
autopilot off.
28 right approach.
Indy 14, turn right heading 040, vectors ILS approach.
Indy 14, 040.
Net at 1177, contact Oakland Center 132.905. Net at 1177, Oakland Center.
Auto ignition on. Auto feather armed.
Indy 14, turn right heading 090.
Indy 14, right 090.
Put the gear down at 160. Hey Gizmo, show me the Garmin. Fiverr says, you plan on flying tonight on VATSIM for the Washington Wednesday? I am. Boston's having a fly-in tonight too, I think. So if you're going to be on Fiverr, I'll make sure to fly out of DCA.
American 765, loud and clear.
I'm assuming you're going to be at Ronald Reagan, right? But Gizmo, I'll show you this GTN in a moment. I'm working on this left turn here shortly.
Salt Lake City Center, loud and clear, how me? November 1399, there's no traffic between you and Renton. Report cancellation in the air on this frequency or on the ground on frequency 122.2. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Change of frequency approved. And Roger, 1399. Alright, so I'm going to go to
Indy 14, descend and maintain 3000.
124.7, which is Renton's CTAF. Renton traffic, King Air 1399 would be entering a left base runway 16, Renton traffic. Alright, so let's do gear down, do full flaps.
Positive rate. Gear up.
And I'll make a left turn here. Fly over this island. Renton traffic, King Air 139, turning final, runway 16, full stop, Renton traffic. Alright, props full, conditioner levers full,
1,000 feet to
gears
minimums.
down, 3 green.
500 feet to minimums. Feet to minimums. 100 feet to minimums. 100 feet to minimums. Minimums.
And
100 feet. 50 feet. Props full.
to make sure it goes in reverse, otherwise you end up taking off again. I think I can go all the way down to the end.
40 knots.
All right, 186 landing. That was a good landing. Take that. Cross over. Bring this down to low idle. I'll do landing lights off. Strobes off. Flaps can come back up. And we'll turn off the auto ignition. Turn on engine anti-ice. And we'll report cancellation of IFR on 122.2, which is like talking on a cell phone, to Seattle approach. So 122.2. I didn't mean to stop. Seattle approach, King Air 1399er on the ground at Renton. Cancel IFR at this time.
1399er IFR cancellation received. Good day.
Good day. All right, so that was that. So now come up here.
Anyone for affirmative.
New seaplanes. Either DCA or Dulles, whichever you plan on flying out of. Hey, if you can do Dulles, that would be best for me, just because I can fly from Dulles using my FedEx plane and go into one of the Boston fields that they're operating tonight. So I would rather fly out of Dulles. So if you're going to be on ground control or clearance and delivery, I'll fly out of Dulles for sure. And expect my my call sign to be FedEx 3171 Heavy when I do fly out of Dulles. Renton traffic, King Air 139 off the runway, taxiing to parking, last call. Renton traffic. This is the Aero Club right here. To e-brake on. Taxi Rico lights off. To seat belts off and coffee maker off. Get the blades and everything turned off. So turn that to off, off. So this is the Garmin that you were talking about, Gizmo. You can try for Dulles. What time are you thinking starting the flight? Let me see. So 7 o'clock my time, so 8 p.m. Eastern is when the Boston starts their stuff. So I would rather start my flight at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Because if I sit down at my computer, by the time I start arriving in the Boston, it'll be an hour later. So if you're able to accommodate me in that regard, maybe start at 7 Eastern Standard Time, even though it's Central. Actually, no, Dulles is Eastern. So 7 Eastern, which would be 6 p.m. my time. I'm in Central Time. That would be the best. So if you think you could be at Dulles at 7 Eastern, that would be awesome. All right, so Gizmo. So this is kind of a cool thing. It actually shows the chart. Now this is a trainer, so it doesn't use any Navigraph subscription like we were talking about the other day. But the traffic doesn't work on this plane. The plane has to have TCAS, otherwise it won't show up. So that doesn't work. So the main functions I use is the the flight plan and the VNav, which you can put in these corners, right? You can go to menu, change user fields, and you can click what you want there. So it's kind of cool that you can set these corners to what programs you want for quick access. I like to have the VNav there. But really, I mean, that's all it is. I mean, you have your procedures for airports. You have your, there's no weather. You can go nearest airports. And you can get like the airport information. You can click Renton where we are. You can do a preview of the airport. You can get all the procedures, runway information. I mean, this is an information tool for sure. I mean, it's just a ton of valuable stuff. It's really cool. I only use it on this airplane though, because the nav data is like a year old. All right, so did you want to see anything else on the Garmin before I shut it down, Gizmo? And you can try for that, Fiverr. That'd be awesome. Yeah, so I'll plan on, let me write that down, Dulles at 7 Eastern Standard Time. And so I'll take off from Dulles with FedEx and I'll go one of the focus fields in the New England area. Matter of fact, I'm going to download the ortho for New England once I sign off. But that would be cool. get the clearance and we'll get out of there. Is there anything in particular you wanted to see, Gizmo, with the GTN? Nothing. It automatically goes to the ground mode, so it's not squawking altitude. It does that automatically. I think that's kind of neat. Usually the GTN would show the radios, but with this mod it doesn't, because that way you can use the call-ins. There might be a delivery controller on, so you would be the ground guy. Oh, that's fine. I know what name to look for, so I'll know that it's you if I'm talking to ground or delivery, because I use whatever that VAT Spy, I think it is. I also use VATtastic to look at the names. But cool. All right, so let me shut down the avionics, turn off the EFIS, do fuel cutoff. And seatbelts are off, batteries. Can shut down the batteries. Disconnect. I do have an appointment at 3:45 in town, my time. So it'd be like 4 really, and then 5, 6. So it'd be cutting it close. So I might be a little bit late, but it'll be right around 6 Central Standard Time that I should log on. And Renton. But yeah, I almost forgot about that. I do have to go into town. And then when I get back, I'll have dinner, and then I'll sit down to fly. So it's going to be more like between 6 and 7 Central, but I'll try to get us closer to 6 because I don't want to be up too late. All right, so I'm offline.
$60 knots. 50 feet. Props full.
I guess it's not going to show it that way. That's all right.
Props full.
Renton. This is actually where the that Microsoft Flight Simulator meeting was. It was at Renton.
Props full.
All right, now I know if I ever hit that walk button, I need to use this menu to get myself back in the airplane. That's crazy. All right, so I'll set this. This is Really? Oh. Next plane crashed on me. Sometimes it doesn't it just does random crashes when you do replay. So it doesn't show anything that caused the crash. I was doing a lot of teleportation, so that's probably what just overloaded the system. Anyway, thanks guys, and hopefully if I get back in time and if I'm feeling well enough, I will fly tonight, and I will talk to you later, Fiverr. Gizmo, thanks for dropping by. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Wednesday, and tomorrow I will be back streaming my normal bat channel. So I will see y'all later. Y'all take care. Chase out.
Compass 5701, maintain 170 knots or greater to Finca. Contact tower.
170 or greater to Finca and over to tower. Compass 5701. Approach horizon 2612, 9,400, standing on the arrival.
Horizon Air 2612, Seattle approach, maintain public speeds or greater, descend and maintain 4,000.
Public speeds or greater, 4,000, 2612.
Seattle approach, American 1045, leveling at 8,000 Delta.
American 1045, Seattle approach, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000, American 1045.
Horizon Air 2201, turn left heading 250, descend and maintain 3,000.
Left 250 down to 3,000, horizon 2201.
American 1045, turn left heading 240.
Left 240, American 1045.
Approach China 27, Grab turn, heading 120, descend 7,000, speed 220.
China 272 heavy, Seattle approach, traffic 11 o'clock, 3 miles southwestbound, level 5,000, a Cessna, descend and maintain 6,000.
China 270.
Alaska 1011, 9,000 for 8,000.
Alaska 1011, Seattle approach, roger. American 1045, flighting 230.
230, American 1045.
Horizon Air 2201, report the Seattle airport in sight, 2 miles south.
We have the field for 2201.
Horizon Air 2201, turn left heading 190, clear to visual approach from 16 right.
190 to intercept, clear for the visual, 16 right, Horizon Air 2201.
Approach China 270, verify, descend 7,000 or 6,000.
China 272 heavy, 6,000.
6,000, China 270.
Alaska 1011, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000, Alaska 1011.
China 272 heavy, amend altitude, maintain 8,000.
8,000, China 270.
It's got there, 1509, leaving 8.1, send it via the Hawks.
Delta 1509, Seattle approach, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000 up, 1509.
China 272 heavy, turn left heading 090, vector 4 sequence.
left turn heading 090, China 272.
American 1045, turn left heading 190, advise the airfield inside.
190, field inside, American 1045.
American 1045, join the final at 5,000, clear to visual approach runway 16 right.
Join the final at 5,000, clear visual 16 right, American 1045.
American 1045, maintain 210 knots or greater to CLAC and 190 knots or greater to Bugby.
210 to CLAC or 190 to Bugby, American 1045.
China 272, heavy descent and maintain 7,000.
Maintain 7,000, China 272.
China 272, heavy, reduce speed to 190 and fly heading 070.
Reducing speed 190, heading 070, China 272.
China 272, heavy traffic, 1 o'clock, 6 miles, opposite direction, descending beneath you, an Airbus for the parallel runway.
China 272.
Alaska 1011, traffic, 1 o'clock, 6 miles, opposite direction, restricted above you in the descent for the parallel, heavy A350.
Alaska 1011.
There, 2201, contact tower.
Have a good one.
China 272, heavy descent and maintain 6,000.
Maintain 6,000, China 272.
And there, 2612, turn right, heading 070.
070, 2612.
China 272, heavy, turn right, heading 140, intercept 16 left, local asset.
Right, heading 140, intercept 16 left, China 272.
Alaska 1011, reduce speed to 210.
Turn 10 knots, Alaska 1011.
Right there, 2612, descend and maintain 3,000.
3000, 2612.
272, heavy, heading 180 to intercept the local asset.
180, intercept localizer, China 272.
Alaska 1011, turn left heading 190, reduce speed to 190 and intercept the local asset.
190 on the heading, 190 on the speed, intercept local asset 16 Rally. 1011.
That's 2612, turn right heading 080 and you're following an Airbus, correction of Boeing 737 at your 1 to 2 o'clock, 4 miles southbound out of 3,800 feet.
Okay, yeah, 080, we have the traffic, 2612.
Alaska 1011, set to maintain 4,000.
4,000, Alaska 1011.
That's 2612, turn right heading 130, follow the traffic, clear to visual approach runway 16 right.
130, cleared for the visual, 2612.
American 1045, maintain 170 knots or greater to Finca, contact tower.
170 to Finca, over the tower, American 1045, good day.
China 272, heavy descent, maintain 5,000.
China maintain 5,000, China 272.
Alaska 1011, reduce speed to 170, advise the airfield inside.
Inside, 130 knots, Alaska 1011.
Alaska 1011, once you reach 4,000, you're cleared for the visual approach runway 16 right.
Reaching 4,000, clear visual 16 right, Alaska 1011.
China 272, heavy, 3 miles from Kenmo, clear to ILS, runway 16 left approach.
16 left ILS approach, China 272.
China 277 out of 7 for 6.
China 277, Seattle approach, descend and maintain 4,000.
4,000 at 277, solid.
Tower is 2159, level 8,000.
Right there, 2159, Seattle approach, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000 is 2159.
Delta 1509, reduce speed to 190.
299 from 1509.
Right there, 2612, maintain 170 knots to Finca, contact tower.
170 Finca, going to tower 2612 today.
Alaska 1011, 170 knots to Finca, contact tower.
170 knots to Finca, over to tower, we're going Alaska 1011.
1509, traffic 2 o'clock, 7 miles southbound out of 5,000, a heavy A350 for the parallel, turn right heading 070.
070, search for the traffic, Delta, this